What's up, everybody? It's Matthew Aaron's son, no comparison, here for another round of book review. I used to do this on my MSAL page, but I'm really trying to bring things to the Kind of Rap page. So here's a book review by Matthew Aaron. And the book we are going to be reviewing today is From Staircase to Stage by Raekwon, the chef of Wu-Tang Clan. Look at that. Fly as a motherfucker. You gotta love the chef. Cooking it up for Rizzle my dizzle. I'm just fucking that's stupid. But shout out Snoop Dogg. He talks about Snoop Dogg in this book. He actually talked about how Snoop Dogg was like the first dude to like actually help him out with his last album. And that he was like a real one. He didn't realize how many friends he had in the industry till Snoop Dogg helped him out. He was like, wow, I guess they're fucking with me. And it's impossible not to fuck with Raekwon. Arguably the best rapper to come out of Wu-Tang. It's because they're all fucking dope. I can't even say that he's the best, because like they're all fucking dope. He just might have had, not the most commercial, I think Meth was the most commercial. RZA and GZA got the most respect out of as the lyricist. But Raekwon was just fucking different. Raekwon came at it with like a different energy, a different swag. That's what made each Wu-Tang member unique. They all had a different energy, a different swag. And Raekwon was dope in his own right. He talks about his upbringing in Park Hill, Staten Island. The other island, coming from Long Island, I have to call it the other island. But nah. He comes from Staten Island. He didn't have the best upbringing. He was loved. He had shelter. But then he started getting into the streets. He got into a fight with his mom's boyfriend, and his mom kicked him out. We had to find his own way. In that time, he was definitely heavy in the streets, close to kingpin status, so he was able to find shelter in other places, slanging dope and doing his own thing. Normally, I wouldn't say that he was selling dope, but he talks about it in the book. It's news now. He talks about it in the book. It's an open thing. It's not uncommon for a lot of these famous rappers to come from selling dope, because when you think about it, it's a similar hustle. I even think about it when I work in fast food, and I'm thinking the owner of the fast food restaurant, he thinks just like a drug dealer thinks. You start off on the grill, and then you move your way up to running the corner, then you move your way up to management, and then you have your own team, you work your way up, you're the fucking boss. It's like that with any job. That's why selling drugs, you can metaphorically compare it to any kind of work. And it's honestly, it's a lot more risk. It's criminal shit, but he raised himself out of it through hip-hop. He talks, the name of the book's From Staircase to Stage. And what music video was it? Nah, I'm thinking of a Nas video. He does talk about working with Nas, though. And he used to just freestyle with his Wu-Tang homies on the staircase. Eventually, RZA took it to the next level, and they became the Wu-Tang Clan. But Raekwon, if you watch their show, Wu-Tang and American Saga, you see the differences from fictional stuff in the show to the real stuff that Raekwon gives you the scoop on. I don't think Raekwon actually shot up Ghostface's house. I think that was just made up for the show. Ghostface's house did get shot up, but it was by someone else. I don't know why they made it look like Raekwon. They just did it for TV value. But Raekwon didn't actually shoot up Ghostface's house. I think if he did, they never would have been close like that, no matter what. And good TV, though. But he talks about Cream. One thing, he made the song Cream. He actually wrote 6 or something. He wrote numerous verses for it. It wasn't just how's his verse go again? I can't think of it right now. I worked out today, so my head's all boom, 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 and he talks about rewriting the verse for Cream multiple times with a similar story. He wanted to talk about his history in the drug game. I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job. And it took him, they recorded the song, and then he heard Inspector Deck's part, and rewrote his verse again. That became the final version, the song you love. And where did the term cream come from? Wu-Tang just invented it with their nice Wu-Tang slang. Cash rules everything around me. Nah, cream comes from the TV show Tom and Jerry. Can you believe that? The term cream came from the TV show Tom and Jerry. I've never seen that episode. I haven't watched Tom and Jerry since I was a kid, but I guess Wu-Tang was fucking with Tom and Jerry heavy. Probably so, because when I was a kid, Tom and Jerry was on its last legs, but for them in the 90s, it was probably popping, a new show. And that's where they got the term cream from Tom and Jerry. Method Man wrote his hook after the song was done. It was really just a drug selling song. Like, it was like a hustler song. It was a song about the past hustling and all that, him and Inspector Deck. And Method Man just came through with the crazy hook afterwards. Method Man for Wu-Tang was crazy with the hooks. He's very good. What's the other song he's with on Only Built for Cuban Links? Not Ice Cream Man, that's Master P. Fuck. I forgot the name of it. Butter Pecan Chocolate Deluxe. Something getting touched. Ice cream something. Why am I doing this if I don't know the facts? I'll tell you why. I want the clout. I'm just kidding. Raekwon, give me your clout, man. This is actually my second time reading this book. It's one of my favorite hip-hop autobiographies. And yeah, I mean, it was just a very good book. My second time reading it. The first time I read it in like under a week. I've been pretty busy lately and juggling some stuff, so this took me like a month to reread. There's honestly weeks went by where I didn't read this at all, so that's why my facts aren't all up to date. I mean, it's an average trying to read a book a month. I don't know. I was a little disappointed. I usually read books faster. So yeah, he talks about coming up as a drug dealer. He talks about getting with Wu-Tang Clan. RZA, did his thing. He talks about, like, the TV show kind of shows RZA in the light as, like, the genius who, like, choreographed the whole rise of Wu-Tang Clan. Raekwon gives him that respect in the beginning, because as time went on, he became difficult to work with and kind of egotistical. Him and Divine were, like, kind of assholes business-wise. No disrespect to RZA. I love RZA, and if he gave me the opportunity, I would kiss his ass. I'm just kidding, but much love to RZA. He just talks about it in this book. He talks about making Only Built for Cuban Links. In the TV show, they show Raekwon and Ghostface just went on like a boat in the Bahamas or something, and some tropical ocean, and we're just kicking it, drinking, smoking, and made Only Built for Cuban Links. He does talk about this in the book. They went to Bermuda. They went someplace with a B, and they were kicking it, but it's just they took a little bit to get the juices flowing in writing. They wanted to get closer to their environment, but the hotel they were staying at, the managers were racist. They were very racist and hard on the staff, and they caught on to this when they saw a maid crying in the hallway, and they went up to him and was like, "What's wrong?" And she goes, the manager, I can't take it, like complaining, saying how racist he is and all that stuff. So Raekwon and Ghost go down to the lobby, literally start screaming their heads off, calling them like all types of names and stuff. And they said, okay, you guys have to be out of the hotel by tomorrow. So they call up RZA. They're like, hey man, it's not working out here. The hotel's racist. And RZA's like, where do you want to go? He's like, yo, let's go to Miami. We're very inspired by Scarface right now. We're dressing like Scarface. We got the mindset of Scarface. Let's go to where the movie takes place, Miami. So they ended up going to Miami. They had a great time. And they ended up making one of Wu-Tang's best albums they ever made. Only Built for Cuban Links. It's a hip-hop classic. If you haven't heard it, get to it. He also talks about making Cuban Links Part 2, which was actually supposed to be produced and released on Aftermath with Dr. Dre. But Dr. Dre was busy with other stuff and couldn't give Raekwon the time that he needed to make a great product. So Raekwon went back to Staten Island, did it on his own. And he hit up RZA, because RZA was going to do a joint project with Dr. Dre for Only Cuban Links Part 2. And so RZA took it upon himself with Divine to say, you know what, while we have Raekwon and all the guys coming to feature, why don't we just make another Wu-Tang album? Capitalizing on Raekwon's situation, which seems to be a pattern in RZA's leadership. Always scheming, but I mean, that's what got them to the top. You know, RZA's a visionary and did his thing, brought us one of the greatest hip-hop groups to ever come out of New York. One of the most popular groups in the 90s. It was a fucking dream team. It was a dream team. The only thing that got to me in the show was I Inspector Deck never got his solo album, because I think he was one of the best lyrically, and like, I just think he would have done so well. But I hope they talk about it on the show. I don't know why he never got his thing. Oh, you know what? I think they did show it in the show that he made his solo album, but then in the flood in RZA's basement, it got destroyed, and they were able to recreate most of the other guys' stuff, but they just couldn't do it with Inspector Deck. And Inspector Deck brought the floppy disk to the guys who work for NASA. Said, hey, can you save this tape? This is my solo project. Can you please save this? And they said, you know, it's not just the water damage. There's fecal matter, and they couldn't save it. So Inspector Deck never got his shot. It's fucking hip-hop tragedy. I don't know why it couldn't happen for him anyway. Maybe it was the contract he was in with Wu-Tang Productions. I don't know. But from Staircase to Stage. What else does Raekwon talk about? Oh, he talks about the TV show actually itself. Raekwon was against doing a TV show. He said, let's make it into a movie. Straight Outta Compton did so well for NWA. I think we do even better with Wu-Tang. So RZA says, I'm already in the talks with Hulu about the show. A movie is just a 90-minute thing. I don't think it's going to capture our whole unique story. A movie, a TV show will be multiple seasons, longer money. And Raekwon's like, no, I don't see how a TV show will make more money than a big blockbuster movie. So RZA says to Raekwon, all right, if you could find me a good deal, maybe we'll consider it. Raekwon hits up his boy Q-Tip, tells him the movie idea. Q-Tip says, I'm going to hook you up with my boy, Leonardo DiCaprio, who has his own production studio. And Raekwon meets with Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio is a huge Wu-Tang fan. Says, I will make the movie for you. I'll get my guys on it. There's rumors that Leo might actually star in the movie with some role. I'm sure he would have played Steve Rifkin's part, and that would have been pretty cool. I think that movie actually would have done phenomenal. They would have had a star-studded cast, and with Leonardo DiCaprio in it, back in the movie too, there's no doubt this movie would have been a major hit. It would have been amazing. And the thing is, I agree that the show was a very good idea. You could go to multiple seasons. They're only doing 3, which it's like, they're all like 50-minute episodes, and they did it very well, and I'm a big fan of the show. I'm a huge fan of the show. I love it. It's probably my favorite show out right now, besides Demon Slayer and Power, and those are my top 3 right now. But a movie, it's like, you could have done a 3-hour movie, man. You could have done a 3-hour movie, better, I don't want to say better cast. The cast in Wu-Tang Saga is fucking phenomenal. I think Shamik Moore, I'm sorry, the dude, he was in Dope, he was in The Get Down. He really absorbed Raekwon's personality, and I don't know, he absorbed Raekwon's personality. He's talking like him, he looks like him. That's the big thing with the Wu-Tang Saga. The whole cast actually looks like the characters they're playing. Shout out to Dave East, who did a phenomenal job with Method Man. I don't know why he's not really in the 3rd season, but it's just how it went. And, yeah, I mean, yeah, so they ended up not doing the movie. They did the show, obviously. But Raekwon really talks about his whole story and gives you a real perspective. I am about to reread another Wu-Tang book. I have 3 Wu-Tang books. I won't give you the names. I'll come as a surprise when I do the book reviews. There's a 4th one that I want to get, the autobiography of You God, and I don't know when I'm going to get to that, but I'm hoping to get that book to hear more inside scoops of Wu-Tang, get to know a little bit about You God's life. Excuse me. But, yeah, that was the story of Raekwon. That was just a few hints in the book. What do I rate this book? I give it a 1 out of 10. If this was Rolling Stone, I would give it 10 stars. 5 stars, I guess. It's not only out of 5. If this was The Source, I would give it 5 mics. And if it was Can of Rap, I would just say this book is fucking amazing. Alright? And From Staircase to Stage by Raekwon. If you're a fan of Wu-Tang, if you're a fan of hip-hop, if you live in New York, this is a must-have book. Again, I'm Matthew Aaron. No comparing. And this is the Can of Rap channel. Book review. I'm going to come back with another one. Again, Raekwon, the man, one of the GOATs. Long Island, what up? Staten Island, what up? Peace.